must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
It is ridiculous and it is against the laws of nature that we can have somebody sitting pretty who takes home more money than the credible entrepreneur who is doing actual production of goods and services.
We always say it as it is.
It is only in this country that when a thief is arrested, you hear elders from their tribe saying, "He is our son and he is our thief."
If you are deviant
Yes.
and I call you leader,
Yes.
probably you are already a leader, but you are leading in the wrong direction.
We want to see the role of the youth
Yeah.
in the security,
Yes.
governance,
Yes.
and development.
The youth that I meet and work with here, you know, we call them the millennials and X's and Y's, this and that. They don't necessarily want to live like their fathers and grandfathers,
Yes.
do business like their fathers and grandfathers. They're more independent, they're better educated, and they're the ones that are making everything move in this region.
We look at the issues, we talk about issues that impact people's lives in Africa.
The African peoples themselves continue to cheer bad leaders, and because they cheer them on, they continue to be misled.
Let me ask you, doctor, would you rather be somebody who does not enjoy so much freedom but you are rich?
Yes.
Or you'd rather be poor who you are actually imprisoned by the poverty itself?
My goal is not to come here and say, I want the majority ownership, I want to own this, I want to own that, I want to do this. My goal is we all make money and we're all happy, and I help build a big business here.
Punchline is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa.
A very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Good Morning Africa. My name is Miriam Mugutu, and we're coming to you from Kenya's capital here in Nairobi. I trust that your day has started off well. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuned in today. Before I get into the headlines, I'd like to bring us up to date with the latest figures of COVID-19 in the continent. And Kenya this morning, confirmed cases stands at 110,356 cases, and the death toll in Kenya today stands at 1,898. Recovery so far is 87,903 cases. Uganda 40,510 and 20 confirmed cases. The death toll is 334. Recovery is 15,095. Zimbabwe 36,341, and the death toll is 1,489, and recovery so far in Zimbabwe is 33,953. South Africa, the figures there have surpassed 1,524,174 cases. The death toll is 51,015, and recovery so far is 1,445,979. And then we go to where, well, Ethiopia also, the numbers have gone up. The cases right now stands at 169,878 confirmed cases. The death toll in Ethiopia is 2,466, and the people who have since recovered from COVID stands at 140,035. The total figures in Africa this morning is 3,040,700 cases. The number of deaths in Africa is 102,925 people, and recovery so far is 2,700,000. 707,630 cases, and the global figures stands at 118,638,190, and the people who have since died globally from COVID-19 right now stands at 2,632,074. That's a huge number of people there, and global recoveries right now stands at 94,251,066. Every time I read these figures, I have to remind myself it's not money, it is lives there, that a lot of them are fighting for their lives, in hospitals, families who are grieving their loved ones, and of course the people there who others recovered, others still are fighting to get better. So we have to keep reminding ourselves that COVID is real. And yesterday, even here in Kenya, the Ministry of Health, CS Mutahi Kagwe, sounded an alarm and said, we are back. Since the beginning of 2021, our numbers have been quite low. And so for whatever reason and other contributing factors, we seem to be at our third wave. Actually, the Ministry of Health confirmed that we are in our third wave. So we have to be very careful. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance. People really don't care. And of course, the political events that we've been seeing that have been attracting a lot of crowds across the country has not been helping the matter there. So we really need to go back to the drawing board and see if at all we want to have this thing under control, we must do things a little different. So I'm joined this morning on the panel by Douglas Kirimi from Meru County. Douglas, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam Ogutu, to my friend Jevan Karanja, and also to our friends across the world. Good morning.
Okay, and we're also joined by Jevan Karanja from the beautiful town of Nanyuki. Jevan, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam, and good morning to our viewers wherever they are watching us from, and good morning to my friend Douglas Kirimi. Thanks for having me on the show this morning.
It is a pleasure to have both of you. And we're also joined by Musa Abdi Haji, all the way from Isiolo. Musa, very good morning to you. Okay, so as we wait for Musa there to, connection sometimes can be a little slow. He's coming all the way from Isiolo, so the network there sometimes might be a problem. But once Musa is able to be with us, then we shall have him in. So let's just go straight to the headlines this morning. And on the Star newspaper, the main headline there: visitors blocked as doctors probe Raila's sickness. Odinga's Dr. Olunya says former PM is in high spirits. And then just below that, the photo of Tanzanian President John Pombe Magufuli. Is President John Magufuli in Nairobi Hospital? That is the question the Star newspaper is asking this morning. And then on the side there, Border Madness report reveals any crime you can imagine. And then 4 billion supplier stands MPs. 4 billion Kenya shilling supplier stands MPs with tale of forgotten bank account on the KEMSA scandal. I was watching that lady yesterday. She's a lawyer. My goodness, she's good. She cannot answer anything straight, And then down there, Moi Varsity students starve as loans delay. And on the Daily Nation, the main headline there: Raila is out of danger, says doctor. Fatigue. ODM leader's family allays COVID-19 fears as his personal physician assures Kenyans that the former Prime Minister is in good shape. Mr. Odinga has, however, been advised to take a break from the grueling BBI campaigns. And then drowning in debt, Kenya to take new Eurobond to pay off old Eurobonds. Interesting. And then governors want political rallies banned as COVID cases increase, and university students serve as Treasury holds on to help cash. That is in the Daily Nation this morning, so not very good news there. All right, and then the Standard newspaper: what ails Raila? Tests, rests, monitoring, investigations. These are the words doctors used to explain ODM leader's condition yesterday after he was admitted to Nairobi Hospital after a grueling campaign. His doctors performed various tests once he walked into the hospital on Tuesday, including one on COVID-19, and he was advised to rest. By last night, he was still undergoing tests and close monitoring, and doctors said he was in good spirits. And then just down there, Kagwe's bombshell: city ICU facilities is now full. And of course, the story of Tekra Omar Lali was aggressive, possessive. The story, I think the case is continuing there in the court. So that is just what is on the front pages there of the Standard newspaper. So let's just start with this story of Raila, because we've seen the Star newspaper here is President John Magufuli in Nairobi Hospital, and there's been a lot of speculation, although it has not been substantiated, if at all he is in the hospital, and if at all he were, what if he were at the Nairobi Hospital apparently receiving treatment from COVID-19? Why? And then you compare, Raila is at the hospital right now, and he keeps updating and telling us how he's doing. I'm sure if the test comes out whichever way, I'm sure he will share it with Kenyans. Why is it important right now for leaders, especially when we are facing a crisis like we're having right now, as we are on our third wave? So this is very serious. Importance of leaders coming out and being transparent to inspire perhaps the confidence. Why is it important right now for leaders to be transparent, Douglas?
Thank you, Miriam. We need to understand that when this health emergency came into Africa and the rest of the world, it wasn't specifically for a particular country, and it was not meant to show that people or leaders are incompetent or any other thing like anyone would think. Probably the reason why Magufuli went ahead to hide the issues surrounding the COVID-19 in Tanzania, because Magufuli created a pedestal of a people's leader and a very hardworking leader. He thought that this is going to expose his incompetence and all that. But we saw even bad people who are deemed bad by opposition, especially the dictator in Uganda, who has been a president for about 6 years today. But that man went ahead and even went to caution people when you are doing your meetings, wear your mask and all that, and made the full disclosure on the health of Ugandans and everything. And we have seen countries have taken precautions, except Tanzania. This is a wake-up call. I was thinking this morning, it is a wake-up call for Tanzania and also to Magufuli for his own transparency and also media freedom. He needs to let people know what is happening to Tanzanians. The all bad steaming that he is doing today in Tanzania is not going to help. The concussions that he has been talking about, ordering from Madagascar, are no longer working. And also the traditional medicine men that he has been talking about in Tanzania are no longer working. The COVID-19 has come to hit at his doorstep. I don't know the demon behind COVID-19. When you defy COVID-19 and its existence, Miriam, it hits you and hits your family in such a way that you are shocked. In Tanzania, every top presidential aide to Magufuli is worried because they are dying at a very alarming rate. And these are the people that were even drafting his speeches and helping him say that there is no coronavirus in Tanzania. So for this full disclosure for our readers, when later body aches a little bit, he just checks into an hospital and keeps Kenyans updated and all that. That is the full disclosure that we have. But in Africa, Miriam, we are having a huge problem with our leaders, and we are having a huge problem with how we disclose when our leaders are sick and all that. Remember when Bingu wa Mutharika was sick in Marawi, nobody knew that he was sick. When Bingu died, nobody knew Bingu died until rumors started flying around Bingu wa Mutharika has died and the body has been flown to South Africa. But what was put in the media was Bingu wa Mutharika has gone to South Africa for specialized treatment. When Umaru Yandua, the president of Nigeria, died, we were never told that Yandua has been sick for so long. Yandua has been sick. They were hiding it even from his vice president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. In Marawi, they were doing the same. In Tanzania, Magufuli is at a critical condition. He's very sick today. Presidential aides are dying. People, ministers and vice presidents are dying in Tanzania. Chief secretary to the cabinet has died. And we are being told Magufuli is all right. 12 days later, Miriam, Magufuli's condition is not told to Tanzanians, and it is very bad. When President Uhuru Kenyatta or the Right Honorable Prime Minister has a condition, Kenyans are told. But what we are seeing today is a retrogressive kind of a response from the government of Tanzania, a kind of a dictatorship. When our leaders are sick, we should be able to know so that we can pray for them, and also as a nation, we can be at peace, Miriam.
Okay, thank you so much, Douglas. Absolutely, I get what you're saying. But we are speculating because it has not been confirmed. But, when there's a lot of smoke, you never know what's in there. But, the government of Tanzania has not been able to to confirm that. So we'll just continue speculating. When you can't make things very clear, even speculation becomes very wild. At this point, Chairman Karanja, the importance of our leaders showing leadership during this time, especially on the pandemic. And if at all President Paul Magufuli, which is not the topic of discussion this morning, I don't know if he owes it to the people of Tanzania, seeing all those theatrics he's been doing when it comes to COVID-19. But, the importance of our leaders being on the front line to show leadership during this time. Javen.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And I agree that leaders should not hide their health status from their citizens, because they were elected by citizens. And by virtue of them being in office, they owe their existence to the people who voted them. Therefore, there is nothing much to hide, because, Miriam, at the end of the day, whether you are president, whether you are the prime minister, vice president, a cabinet secretary, a disease will get to anybody, Miriam, and we have seen even presidents dying in office. Therefore, there's nothing special with any big person getting COVID-19 or getting sick. It's part of life, because we are all human beings, and they are just there to represent the people who voted them. Therefore, I see it as a very retrogressive measure to keep the public speculating, Miriam. The people of Tanzania today, they are speculating. They don't know whether the president is well. They don't know the state of how things will eventually turn out in regard to any information that will come out. Therefore, it is high time that leaders keep their people updated. But I think, Miriam, in Tanzania and in Uganda, there is suppression of communication, there is suppression of information, and also the internet is suppressed, because they are really in dark in one way or the other. And I think they need to go a route of championing to ensure that they get light, they get information, they get something done to ensure that they hold their leaders accountable. Here in Kenya, Miriam, things are different. When a leader fell sick, Miriam, within the next 30 minutes, all Kenyans are aware of what is happening. Like in the case of former president, the second president, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, even on his demise, we knew immediately. Therefore, that is something that should cut across in African context. We should not hide this information, because these are our leaders, and we need to know what is happening around them. But Miriam, all said and done, and if it's true that Magufuli was getting treatment in Nairobi Hospital here in Kenya, this puts Kenya in a very, very good pedestal when it comes to its healthy facilities, because not only Magufuli, Miriam, but we have seen big leaders from Somali, Burundi, coming to this country to seek medication. Therefore, in terms, we may be complaining that as a country we are not doing well, but things outside here are indicating differently. They are indicating that President Uhuru Kenyatta, the government of Kenya, is really trying to do 1 or 2, 3 things to ensure that our healthy facilities are well. And that is why you find some big names getting their route to this country to get medication. Therefore, Miriam, in a positive note, maybe we are doing well, but we are not there. We need to continue doing a lot to ensure that we protect our people. And Miriam, the third wave is here with us, according to CS Mutahi Kagwe. And what we can do, Miriam, is to keep observing, being disciplined enough to keep observing the Ministry of Health protocols, so that we can keep ourselves at par with COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And of course, one of the trending hashtags from yesterday, even this morning here in Kenya, is pray for Magufuli. And others are wondering, why should we need to pray for Magufuli? And others are sympathetic with Tanzanians who they say are suffering consequences of bad leadership there. So Raila Odinga is in hospital. Musa Abdi has been quite open and transparent about what's going on there. And I'm sure whichever the case, he will tell us, do we need such kind of leadership right now to inspire even confidence in Kenya among Kenyans?
Thank you, Miriam. I think, to my opinion, leaders' health status is something which is, let me say, personal, as long as also we are dealing with issues of presidency here and there, Miriam. As for the case for President John Pombe Magufuli and Raila Amolo Odinga, I will comment. Africa has really been unprepared as far as issues of health is concerned. We've never been prepared, Miriam, because of our consequences and what we've been going through. You remember the midst of Ebola, Miriam, in Western Africa, and all those sorts of challenges this continent has been going through. I know some countries have really been prepared. A country like a bit of Uganda. Uganda is really trying because they are using the Ebola model. Liberia. But still, the disease, that is the pandemic, the coronavirus, is still striking Miriam. And what I will say is that it is not only in Africa who have lost leaders, Miriam. When you go to America, a good number of people who are in leadership. So there was a guy actually when the president, the 2020 elections were going on. People voted him in, and he died some days later before he was sworn in as a representative in one of the counties in United States of America, Miriam. So these are diseases which has really gone, hard on our economics. It has really gone hard on our political affairs, Miriam. You remember a lot of elections have been postponed as far as Africa is concerned, Miriam. Ethiopia. The case of what is going on also in a bit of Mozambique, Somalia, without forgetting Somalia, though there are some bit of issues of, political interference there. I know they can't do this when the COVID-19 is ravaging, Miriam. So with all this, there has been, some sort of, inefficient transitions in power and politics here and there. Our diplomatic ties with, international community has really went down. Miriam, remember this, the continent which really depends on foreign aid. I know foreign aid is not good, but there are some countries which are relying on foreign aid. Kenya is one of them. Ethiopia follows, the likes of Botswana, Burundi, Miriam. So I see we've got a lot of challenges as far as, leadership is concerned. But coming to President John Pombe Magufuli, I know people might not agree with him in issues of, leadership here and there, but Magufuli has really done, let me say, in terms of infrastructure and issues of, budgets and economic cuts, at least those guys are doing something as far as that is concerned. But I know he's also a socialist president whom, in socialism, you are told secret is selective. And I know that has been a challenge. Yesterday, I saw the oppositional leader, Tundu Lissu, asking about presidents' whereabouts. I know when Mwalimu Julius Nyerere was diagnosed with leukemia, Miriam, Tanzanians were informed. When Ali Hassan Mwinyi was sick, Benjamin Mkapa was sick, people were informed, Miriam. When Jakaya Kikwete had, some form of illness also, they were informed. But I don't understand why, the flow of information in the Great Republic of Tanzania is becoming a problem. Remember, this is a country, Miriam, they have never fought in election. They have never got election violence in Africa. Actually, there are two countries which have never got election violence in Africa, and Tanzania is one of them. And people are really admiring their sense of leadership sometimes and how they transition to power. So it is sarcastic when I see the very same leadership which was elected in a non-violent manner, trying to subjugate, and sabotage access of information. Indeed, he's the leader of the national government. He is the symbol of national unity for Tanganyika, and Zanzibar. So there is no way, these Zambia Broadcasting Corporation and Tanzania TBC should be holding information from the public media.
Okay, thank you so much. We are also joined by Professor Jared Onyari this morning, and we are looking at the importance of leaders being transparent, especially when it comes to something like COVID-19. As of the headlines today, a lot of, I think all the newspapers have captured Raila's stay at the hospital. He has been there now for 2 days, and doctors are continuing to do the test, and I'm sure because he's been quite transparent, Kenyans are following that, and so they'll want to know the results of that. So the importance of our leaders being transparent when it comes to matters of health, especially now during the pandemic.
Miriam, that's a good question, and what has it to do with me or you to know the health status of the president for Tanzania? What has it to do with you? How will it improve your life? How will it improve your governance? If it were Tanzanians who are demanding for that, in fact, Miriam, it will be better. But here we are in an era of the social media, and you know, in terms when it comes to the social media, Kenya as a country, you are not doing very well, Miriam. You know that well, and in fact, and again, you have even seen someone who is dead, who is in a casket. People take the photos, and then within a second they flash them all over. Mm-hmm. And well, I think the coming of President Pombe Magufuli to Kenya. Yes, we are neighbors. We have got good facilities, but I don't think, Miriam, it was a good idea. Mm-hmm. Reasons being that in Africa, Miriam, you know, there's no death without a cause. And should an eventuality happens, Miriam, you know what will come out of. You and I may understand, but others may not understand. So if the doctors have made a decision, Miriam, to evacuate him to India or another destinations where he can get the best treatment, I think let us leave at that one. But the Tanzanians are entitled, Miriam, to know what's happening to their president. As Musa has rightly put it, Miriam, the presidency is a symbol of unity. The president of a country is not just like me. So it is open, Miriam, since you is their leader, is there, the people are entitled to know every stage of what happens to you. So the moment you go to the public office, especially the head of being the presidency of a country, Miriam, the full discourse of what happens to your life is very key. But on Kenyan people with the social progress, Miriam, I have what a problem, Miriam, and the intention of just going to the hospital to take those photos, Miriam, is not good.
Okay.
We have had cases where the terrorists, Miriam, have affected our country, have killed people. You normally see what's happening in the social media, they just flash it over. But those things happens in Europe, Miriam, just happened in France. You don't even see those coffins, Miriam. So here is an era of the social media, Miriam. We cannot regulate, we cannot do all other things. This is where we found. But there are better things Kenyans can do rather than just going to demand to know what's happening to the president of Tanzania.
Okay. I think maybe Kenyans feel they do have a stake, which I agree with you, they really don't. Because of the harassment we got, President Uhuru Kenyatta tried to put measures to protect us on this side, and Magufuli really, was not having any of that, and he was just out there trying to punish us for us trying to be safe over here, because he really didn't care at the other side. I think that's why maybe Kenyans are sitting there thinking, because I see a lot of their tweets there, they're calling it karma, but, we don't know what is really happening. As I said, the government of Tanzania has not officially communicated, so this is just speculation, so we will just leave that to rest there. Yes,
Miriam, a country which cannot allow foreign observers, international media to go and see elections, and you want to demand? Kenyans, we are kidding. There's no interest, Miriam. You're just getting the photos about those one and they flash them over. And that's why I've said, Miriam, because we are not in talking terms. In Africa, Miriam, there's no death without a cause. I have said that is a huge and a phenomenal statement I've made. So the sooner Magufuli gets our country, he goes to another country, the better. He has gotten the first year, let me just go there. Even an eventuality happens, Miriam.
I hear you, Professor.
No, you are an African, you know what they will say.
I totally hear you, and I completely hear you, yes. All right. Again, we don't know if he's sick. So we will just go with that. All right. But Tanzanians are wondering, it's been 12 days, President Magufuli, where art thou? All right. So now we have to keep talking about this COVID, because yesterday, according to the Ministry of Health, All ICU facilities within Nairobi County are full as the country experiences the third wave of COVID-19 infections. Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe yesterday said 713 people had tested positive for COVID-19, making it the highest number of confirmed cases since last December. According to Kagwe, the latest statistics is the highest positivity rate at 14% compared to Monday's at 11.8%. Some 568 patients are admitted to hospitals, while 1,588 are under home-based care. 89 patients are currently in ICU, the highest number witnessed in the third wave. So yesterday, the CS for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, came and said, you know what, Kenya is on its third wave right now, even as we wait for President Uhuru Kenyatta to address the nation tomorrow, marking 1 year since COVID-19 was first tested in this country. So this third wave, I don't know. And also there's a story on the Daily Nation front pages. Their governors now want political rallies banned as COVID cases increase. I'll start with you, Douglas.
Miriam, our governors are very funny. When they give their advice as council of governors to the president, they are the same people who are calling Ruto, calling Raila, calling Governor Joe, Kingia. They are also doing big, huge rallies across the bridge. But what we are seeing from our governors is a normal hybrid political hypocrisy from our leaders. When they give, I think there is a scientist or some communications, good public relations officers at the Delta House where the Council of Governors is housed. That is not a statement from our governors, Miriam. For example, the governor of Tharaka Nithi, Muthomi Njuki, the other day was injected with a COVID-19 vaccine. Yesterday, he held numerous rallies in Mudambi, in Mwembe, and the Ganga wards of Tharaka Nithi County. Is that a man that is very serious about coronavirus? And also is advising president to ban political rallies, and people are waving at him with no mask, and also him distributing seeds and also talking about development agenda and all manner of political rallies. Miriam, these are hypocrites. When they tell the president to ban political rallies and they continue doing political rallies in the name of development, I think the governor can be able to reach their people without necessarily going to their wards. They have ward admins who reside in those wards. They have people, representatives, MCAs who are there, Miriam. And I think what our leaders sometimes get out of public is very disheartening. This weekend, we are going to experience 3 or 4 governors in the national television telling us about 2022 regional integration, about regional politics and all that, Miriam. I think it has reached a point where I have come to realize that this COVID-19 issue, health emergency, is about individuals, Miriam. It's about our lives. When I die of COVID-19, the only thing the ministry will do is to announce in Meru we have 1 casualty, a person who died at 29 years old, and that's all. So, Miriam, when Kenyans need to realize, when William Ruto comes to your village in the name of fundraising for your church that you don't even go, when you catch or get coronavirus in those meetings, it is up to you and your family. When you die, it is your family that will suffer without a father and a mother. So Kenyans need to take full responsibility of their lives, because banning political rallies is not going to work in Kenya. When the president had banned these political rallies, William Ruto said the coronavirus has been brought by President Uhuru Kenyatta to contain him, using Bahati MP, who has lost his son, may so rest in peace, to coronavirus, Miriam. And this coronavirus as a way of dealing with these defiant leaders who will tell us that we need to ban political rallies. And tomorrow is on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. They will be holding political rallies in their areas. It is very disheartening to find our leaders giving president directives that themselves don't honor. Because today morning, by 11 a.m., I will show you photos of governors doing meetings across these counties, Miriam. It is very sad when they talk about banning political rallies, and they keep doing these political rallies, Miriam. And we need to also define these political rallies. We need to define political rallies, because more than 2 is a political rally. For these governors, they are meeting people in their hundreds, in their thousands, and telling the president to ban political rallies in the country. Mm-hmm. We saw the effect of banning political rallies in the country. They continued doing political rallies in the name of town halls for BBI. They continued doing political rallies in the name of governors coming together to support BBI. They continued doing political meetings in the name of MCA supporting BBI, Miriam. So at the end of the day, it is the health of poor Kenyans that is at risk.
Today, we speculate, the media speculate, the people of Tanzania speculate that Magufuli is in hospital, in Nairobi hospital. Miriam, honestly, I cannot afford 2 weeks at Nairobi hospital, but Magufuli at the expense of taxpayers can live at Nairobi hospital even for 3 years if God allows so. But for our leaders to continue giving president this kind of advices, it is wrong and out of context, because it is them that are gathering poor people in the name of giving them things to plant, as if these governors are the same people who have been feeding us before they were elected, Miriam. We need to take the health care of Kenyans very seriously, Miriam, because I can see the hypocrisy in our leaders. I can see the hypocrisy in Deputy President William Ruto in the name of fundraising. Was he the one fundraising for churches before he became president, deputy president? We need to stop this thing, because Miriam, people are dying. The poor people are dying. In Tanzania, they are not being announced. In Tanzania, we are not speculating that the poor people are dying. It is only the president that we are talking about, because he's the man of the moment. In Kenya, if Raila goes to hospital, we don't talk about the poor people that he greeted in Taita Taveta, in Turkana, in other parts of the country, in his current home. We don't talk about the people that he has met, the poor people he has met at Capitol Hill before he was taken to go and do routine checks at hospitals. Miriam, our leaders, especially from this region and in Africa, we have this tendency of not taking the lives of our people seriously. Thank you.
Very passionate young Kenyan there. And yes, even in the name of BBI, wale wengine pia walikuwa wanapinga, also had very big rallies, and the protocol that was given by Ministry of Health, the town halls where people are able to social distance and you can control the crowd. That has since gone out of the window, and they seems to just do whatever they want to do anyway. So governors have called for a 30-day ban on political gatherings, even as the Ministry of Health gave the strongest indication of a return to tough measures to curb spread of coronavirus. Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe, speaking alongside Council of Governors Chairman Martin Wambora, said Kenya recorded 713 COVID-19 cases yesterday. So governors are saying 30-day ban on political gatherings, and we should return to very tough measures. Javen, is it too late for such measures? Will they salvage anything? And the ban on political rallies, how will that help with the spread of COVID-19?
Miriam, in this country, I don't know what went wrong, Miriam. When the measures were put in place, nobody observes. And I think it's high time that the people who are responsible to ensure that these measures are adhered to. Because it's like Kenyans must be forced to do something. They should be strict, Miriam. This is not the first time we are seeing these measures, people neglecting them, and they go on with their business without observing even the slightest protocol. Therefore, it is high time that we may have the best measures, but at the end of the day, Miriam, it is us Kenyans who are at risk. And I may agree to some extent with what the Council of Governors are saying. Let us ban political rallies, and let's make sure that Kenyans adhere to these protocols. There's banning political rallies and leaving the crowds to do whatever they want. Because at the end of the day, Miriam, go to our churches, go to other functions that are happening around the country, the social gathering, the weddings, burials, and other activities that are happening across the country. Nobody is observing these protocols. If it's banning political rallies, let it also be all other gatherings, as it was in last year, March, where people were not allowed to assemble, even in the churches, even in the mosque, and so on, so that we can, in one way or the other, save our lives. But Miriam, we also, as Kenyans, we need also to take responsibilities and ensure that we don't go to this crowded place. We maintain social distance, because at the end of the day, these politicians, they don't care. They are just using Kenyans for their political mileage. They don't care about our health status. You go there in this political rally. We should also advise Kenyans not to go to these political rallies, because you go there, you get sick. These politicians, they go to good hospital, they get treated, and they are well. But Kenyans who are dying, Miriam, even in the villages, nobody is noticing that. Nobody is recording that. Therefore, it is high time, as we, all of us as a country, we come together and we fight this monster as a force to ensure that we are safe, all of us. And I think, Miriam, the government of the day, led by President Uhuru Kenyatta, they are doing a lot to ensure that we are safe. But Miriam, almost when we go to exit from this yoke of COVID-19, another wave comes in. Because of negligence, because of people thinking that we are well. Look at our markets, Miriam. Even the water washing points, they are way gone. Nobody is wearing mask these days, and Miriam, to some extent, because of these days mask, when you go to a place, they are given freely because nobody is buying them. You buy one, you are given like 5 because nobody is buying these masks. Therefore, this shows that Kenyans have not been wearing masks. Therefore, all of us as Kenyans, in one way or the other, we need to wake up and ensure that we fight this monster together. But all said and done, President should ensure that strict measures are put in place and are implemented. Thank you.
But the last time I checked, the ban on rally was still there. You know, what they said is you could have a town hall meeting where people are you're able to control the crowd in terms of social distancing and all that. The last I checked, the ban was still there. I don't know when people started acting as if these measures are still not in place. So your last part there of implementation, that has been the problem. I don't know how President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to do that. Yeah.
It's like when we talk of towns, some people think as you do these political rallies near some town centers.
They don't need
because you're seeing them in this big town.
See, you're funny too. All right, Musa. Musa, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Miriam. Thank you.
The governors are saying 30 days ban on political rallies. Is it a little too late for that right now?
Miriam, there is one problem here. The news I'm just receiving, I think, from United Kingdom, Miriam, a new variant of COVID-19, which is more deadly, Miriam, than the normal one, has been discovered, Miriam. And here we are, Kenyans. Here we are with our stupid leaders. I'm really sorry to call them that word. Very irrelevant, very irrational, walking in the name of rallies from one county to another, knowing that the research has shown, Miriam, you can go and look at these media channels, the mainstream of the global ones. A new variant has been found in UK, which is 30 to 100% more deadly than the normal variant of COVID-19. And the Kenyan government Ministry of Health said they are going to administer 15 million Kenyans with vaccines up to June 2023. Miriam, I'm telling you, Kenyans should know one thing. And we are telling them, and I'm telling them as one of them, that it is bare truth. We are a third world country. We are a developing nation. You can't expect Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to give you the same treatment which is being given in United States of America, United Kingdom, Russia, and other countries, Miriam, the global north. Our health system, Mutahi Kagwe said, it is already overwhelmed. All ICU facilities are full. But here we are, as Professor Jared Onyari have said, we are being tantalized and we are being mesmerized by, global developed nations, health systems. You go there on Twitter and comment why the government is not working, why the government is underperforming. There is no underperformance. Everyone will cut their size of the coat. Everyone will cut the coat according to their size of their body, Miriam. There is no way you're going to expect Kenya to have 50,000 ICU facilities, Miriam. It's just 50 years we've been from independence. We are still in neocolonialism, fighting our Commonwealth masters, Miriam. And the question is very simple. People should know one thing. Getting the vaccine doesn't mean you are cured. That is the issue. And vaccine is very expensive, Miriam. The Kenyan government, the one they got from World Health Organization, World Aid Organization, is the one which is only for frontline workers, Miriam. One thing we should put in mind, it has not been proven that once you are vaccinated, you are not going to get the COVID-19. So our leaders should be reminded that death is near the corner, Miriam. And let us not lie to one another. I've just received the news, the Prime Minister for Ivory Coast has passed away. I don't know. They are saying it's cancer, but they are saying it's also as a result of the COVID-19 as in making him weak. And here we are, our governors with V8, with fuel guzzlers, Miriam, moving from one town to another. It's up to them, but people should be reminded, fellow citizens, Uhuru Kenyatta is doing his best. He has put measures in place. You are told to put on a mask. You are told to wash your hands. You are told to use a sanitizer. Remember, when you die, ukikufa, the moment you die, the only thing the government of Kenya can give you is your names to be put on death registration certificate, Miriam. We are not lying to Kenyans. And even to make it worse, why is it that Kenyans should attend the rallies? Why don't they say, fine, you are a politician, you want us to attend, but we are not coming? The other day, Miriam in Isiolo, our MCA called us, the area people, and we circulated a message and told people, if you really don't want to die from the pandemic because you think this pandemic is just myth, then go. Less than a dozen people attended the meeting and we were successful. You know, he was complaining we were political and sort of the stuff. But we told him, you don't have any facility, you don't have any money, you don't have any funds to get the... Kenyans are diabetic. People are not dying from COVID-19. People are dying from underlying condition. People have high blood pressure, people have diabetic, people are having cancer, and here you are. Miriam, the other report I read from Star newspaper some few months ago is that 63 members of parliament are living with cancer, Miriam. 63, that's a very huge number. And here they are purporting to shout BBI. And even some of them, we know, who are busy pushing for these issues of Tanga here and there. And they are fighting their health status even in hospital. Why can't we have logic and reasoning over desire of our heart, Miriam?
Very well.
If indeed in America, 1,200 people are dying daily, it's only that the government has told CNN, please do not publicize, do not demotivate people, just make it underground. Here in Kenya, I'm afraid, Miriam, I'm not pessimistic, but with this new wave, we don't know even if the new variant now is in Kenya. Who knows, Miriam? Our research capabilities as a third world country is low. Let us accept that. The other day, we just had a middle-income nation. It will take us another half a century for us to get into that status. People are pressuring Mutahi Kagwe. Why are you not ensuring vaccines are coming in millions? Why are you? We are a third world nation, Miriam. Let us not put expectations with that one of Qatar, Dubai. These are people with oil. The problem we have, that is the reason why Somalia and Tanzania are seeing our hospitals as the best, Miriam. Yes, we might be taking, the best hospitals in this region, but Miriam, do we have the capacity of holding more than 10,000 people if they got infected today? God forbid, if Kenya starts receiving 700 to 800 people dying a day, where are we going to head, Miriam? I submit.
All right, very well. Thank you so much. Professor, Governor's calling for a 30-day ban on political rallies. Is it a little too late or better late than never? Which one in this case?
Miriam, we have walked this journey, From where I sit, Miriam, the government has told you that there are no ICU and the ventilators, ICU beds. They are full into capacity, Miriam. And Miriam, we are not going to stop doing everything else that we are focusing on COVID-19. There's a law in place. You have been told there are no hospital beds where you can, if you become sick and you go. I think, my fellow Kenyans, this message should sink very well. Miriam, from where I sit, and I want to be very honest with you, the easiest disease to deal with, the easiest virus to deal with is COVID-19, is coronavirus. Why? Wash your hands. Keep social distance. Wear masks. Don't be in a crowded places, Miriam. Where is the problem? A politician calls you for a meeting, you go there, and you know very well that if he gets sick, he will be in Nairobi hospital within a fraction of a second, the choppers will be there, and you are in their meetings, Miriam. More of implementation to the law should be put in place. This is not the time, Miriam. We are going back to have a lockdown. We were able to have a lockdown then, Miriam. There was no law. We did not know much about this coronavirus, Miriam. But now we have got the information. We have got the information. Not more than 200 people are around, Miriam, in a gathering. What are people telling us that we stop for another 30 days? What I expected the governors to do is to implement that law in their respective counties. You know, Miriam, haven't you walked in the streets of Nairobi, Miriam, and find this city council, the councils, askaris?
Mhm.
Don't you see them?
They just harass the whole
They can arrest you.
No.
So what we need to do, Miriam, is to join arms and fight this pandemic, and by ensuring that everyone follows the law.
Mhm.
Yeah, we are not going to be inconvenienced simply because people are going for the gatherings. You have been told very well by the cabinet secretary for health, we don't have beds. So you go for those gatherings, you are going for your own death. And the best you can do, as Musa has put it on the medium, is to issue you with a death certificate and a notification and a body of permit that you have checked and you are no longer with us. So my message to Kenyans, Miriam, there is law in place. Good citizens, Miriam, are those who keep the law. We know what coronavirus is. Our children are in school. I was listening to the news this morning that the children in school, Miriam, are behaving very well. So the people, Miriam, when they were the Jubilee administration, and I don't know how far they went with their laptops in school. Perhaps we should go back and see what happened. The older generation were worried about that the children will break the laptops. They will never take care of them, Miriam. But apparently when the laptops were taken to schools, Miriam, you have never heard the principals or the teachers complain that the children have destroyed or broken the tablets. What am I trying to say, Miriam? The elder generation, the elder people who are over 18 years should be able to follow the law. When children have been told you wear masks to school, they wear. It is from where I sit, Miriam, is more of an enforcement now more than the banning. I submit.
Okay, thank you. And you mentioned the Kanjus there in town. Kanjus that don't care whether you have your mask or not. They're just after the hawkers to get some bribe and running battles with them in the streets. Very sad. And they've been given new uniform there by
I'm telling you, those askaris,
but the tabias are still the same.
You cannot enter Nairobi. You cannot enter town without the mask.
They really don't care. But they should be used in this regard. I don't know what is their mandate, but they have very lovely uniform from NMS. I think they changed, but their habits are still the same. I don't like them very much in how they behave in the CBD. I don't know in other towns how the askaris there behave, but this ones in Nairobi are very, very brutal, and you find them running around, women with children, hawkers, and it's just a mess there in the CBD. But anyway, that is a story for another day. Perhaps the General Badi might figure out something. Those people are just a mess. The askaris there from the county government of Nairobi. Anyway, there's a story here, but I think our time is far gone. A story here about this woman in the 4 billion Kenya shillings deal that country call her bank accounts that this money went to. A director of a firm that won the 4 billion Kenya shillings contract with Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA, yesterday, shocked a parliamentary committee with claims that she could not recall details of bank accounts and signatories. Ivy Minyao Onyango told MPs probing an alleged corruption in the supply of COVID-19 items to KEMSA that she needed 2 days to consult before making full disclosure about bank accounts belonging to Kilig Limited as well as the signatories. The remarks stand members of Public Investments Committee as Ms. Onyango is listed as the sole director of the company, which was awarded 4 billion Kenya shillings tender for procurement of 450,000 personal protective equipment. So if you're the sole director to a company, then you know all your bank accounts that your company holds. And her and also the behavior of that other lady who said she prayed and she went there and she got this tender. It has been women who are being used. When you think about it, all these ladies who have been showing up in this committee, they are just there and they were being used by powerful individuals, as it now appears. But they really have been quite protective of these individuals, because how do you not recall the bank accounts there as we conclude? And I don't know how this KEMSA scandal will end, but the fight against corruption. And I love what the parliamentary committee is doing. It's very hard and is asking the very necessary and important questions that Kenyans would like to know. So what lessons perhaps can we learn on about the scandal from COVID-19 in terms of the wastage of public funds and the stealing of public funds there. Moving forward, even as we expect now, the government will start, I think, buying the COVID vaccine for all Kenyans. So what can the government do differently, even as we deal with this scandal? Douglas, very quickly, 1 minute each, yes.
Miriam, one thing we need to understand is that the people that are being used are very greedy also. And someone called me a corrupt individual is an opportunity I didn't get to steal. And I agree with them, Patrick, because majority of Kenyans today, Miriam, are very greedy. When an uncle, when an oligarch, when a corrupt individual calls you today and tells you, I have 100 million deal where I'm going to give you 5 million instant cash. Actually, you are not going to wait for that money to come out. What you are going to do is to get this bank and sign here, you are the owner of the company, and they just go there, fill in the documents. Actually, they fill in the documents for you and you're given your money and you go home. That is what is happening with Kenyans. One very lessons we need to run, and also the government needs to run, is to caution people. When you see a deal that is too sweet and you are going to get 300 million and get maybe $1 million for yourself, and you are a poor human, like the Sarunesti was said to be carrying money in Ghana bags in town. And also this woman that cannot remember the account details of their account. Everywhere, including online where I have a bank account, I know my bank account, I know my passwords, I know everything, every details that concerns me. What I don't know is what I don't want to share. And that is every individual. Professor himself knows, even including secret things that anyone can have. You have every detail about your life. And these people pretending that I prayed, we all pray in the morning and God has not taken us to Kemsa. God has not taken us to industrial area. And we are believers. And also for those who are not believers are working also. So Miriam, one thing we need to run, and in a minute, is that the government itself should protect its vulnerable citizens. Poor people are suffering in the hands of these rich people. Number two, if you are a poor, work your way out, and maybe not every one of us will become rich later in life. So we need to also balance our expectations in life, because these women are probably, when this law gets into effect of corrupt people, they are number one suspect. They will be spending their lives in jails. Yes. This goes also for the same women who go and also cooperate with the drug dealers. When you are caught with the drugs at the airport, nobody knows about your boyfriend in Kirimani or Kirereshwa. You are going to prison. Thank you, Miriam.
Yes, this God they prayed that showed them to, uko industrial area. Sisi anatuleta hapa tu kila asubuhi. I don't know why God did not show us towards that direction. German, very quickly. Maybe it is trying to protect us from trouble. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, corruption in this country, to some extent, is becoming a norm. It's becoming a way of life. And I think, Miriam, we need even to have taxes for the amount that you get from corruption. Maybe we can make it more productive. But that is on a lighter note. Miriam, corruption in this country should be dealt with mercilessly. And Miriam, without even thinking of anything. And I think it should be more brutal, that when you are caught in this corruption and it is proved you are the one, I think the best thing you need to do is to go and to be shoot down in a public place, so that others will fear to engage on those kind of crimes, or to be cut off your hands and legs, and you become somebody who is not productive in this country. I think by doing that, we'll bar people from committing this kind of crimes. Because, Miriam, we are joking. We are taking jokes too far. When you escape with those amount of money, nothing much happens. We remember in the NYS, the saloonist was going around with bags of money. Today, where she is enjoying life, Miriam. We need to be serious, and the government should wake up and ensure that corruption is dealt with mercilessly. I think that would be the only option. But if we do these things, Miriam, being reluctant, relying on courts, these and even in the judiciary, corruption has got root there. Therefore, the best option is to eliminate these crooks of corruption before they spread the disease to other Kenyans.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, the pandemic has already been spread. That is corruption. It's also a pandemic in this country. Musa, very quickly.
Miriam, my humble submission is that the 1974, the last time Kenya had a hangman, and that job has been really very vacant up to now, should be brought back, Miriam. Mm-hmm. I believe in one thing. In China, they kill you. You commit a corruption crime, they kill you. In Japan, you commit a suicide. In Europe, they jail you. But here in Africa, don't be shocked that lawyer coming into their county and standing for election come 2022, Miriam. You know, we should be living with our conscience. Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, my all-time role model, said, live according to your needs and means. Don't live according to your desire. Own not beyond your desire. Own by what you need. If you have 9 kids, buy 9 breads. Don't buy 40. Capitalism has killed us, Miriam, and that is the reason why I've been complaining. Lawyers are becoming politicians in this country. How can you, lawyers are being taught how to steal. You are a criminal lawyer, you know how to cover up for your client in future, and you are told to become a leader. It's only in this country called Kenya, lawyers have good chances of becoming a politician, Miriam. Why can't we give the people who are studying these courses, Miriam, the likes of us, the political and governance expert, the mantle to lead, so that we know what kind of ideologies we are following with people. Right. We have thieves, and the only way to deal with thief, as long as my religion and my conscience is concerned, it's either you are beheaded, it's either you are burnt, it's either you are hung to death, Miriam. That is very simple. You know, sometimes too much democracy is nonsense. Until someone is put on trial, innocent until proven guilty. How can you walk around and you know, it is only in Kenya where someone is innocent until their evidences and criminal evidences are not found. So they will ensure they will kill the evidences, Miriam. I think if we are not going to solve this notion, Kenya is going to be a syndicate of what is happening in Colombia, Miriam, and Mexico, whereby sharpshooters and killing syndicates are hired by communities to kill their leaders, Miriam. It's coming there, and I see it coming there, Miriam. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Professor, the lady was given won the tender of 4 billion Kenya shillings, but she can't even remember the name of the bank account that money was deposited to her company.
Miriam. Yeah, the best thing which ever happened out of COVID is that they listened to us. We said all those PPAs which were at the go down, let them just be given to the people. In any event, we have lost money. And in fact, that one came to pass. That one, kudos, Miriam. Miriam, I know you come from around the lake. I don't know whether you have used the boat to cross over to any of them.
I'm too scared to use those boats, Professor, but I'll try.
Or if you go to Ram Island, you will use it. And Miriam, now the boat is leaking. We are trying to seal it so that the water does not come in. You are removing the seal we are putting. What will happen? We will get tired, and Miriam, and we leave that boat to sink. That's where we are with corruption, Miriam. Even those dishonorable members. And when I call dishonorable, you think that I'm being disrespectful, Miriam. I'm not. I respect people. I fight people. And Miriam, is when I say that, I mean it. Those members of parliament are getting handouts, Miriam, those committees, they are being bribed. They are part of the KEMSA, Miriam. They are part of the syndicate. And Miriam, let me tell you, I have to be very honest. I would never be ever kind with the leadership of this country when it comes to KEMSA and the COVID tenders, Miriam. The president has been just giving empty rhetorics, telling us nothing, that 30 days, what happened? What happened, Miriam? Miriam, I'm not an investigator, you give me only 1 month. I will give you. What kind of nonsense if someone tells you that you went to, and you cannot remember the details of your account? What are you telling us, Miriam? Does it need a rocket science, Miriam, to know this person is lying, Miriam? If someone tells you that Miriam, that she woke up in the morning and she said, oh God, help me, go and get the tenders. Right. You know, sometimes there are some things which you say, which God can even strike you dead.
She prayed and God told her, go this way. And that's your
yes. How many Kenyans are, we are 47 million Kenyans, Miriam. How many will come forward and give that kind of testimony, Miriam? So Miriam, from where I sit, and let me you said 1 minute, there is no commitment from the government to fight corruption. And if there's no commitment from this one, I said about that both, the boat, Miriam, we are going to sink. We will get tired, stop. We will urge everyone, if you get an opportunity, steal. Musa, don't waste time that you want to shoot people. Who will make that kind of law? Who will make that kind of law? If those members of parliament who are supposed to oversight those committees, Miriam, I can tell you for sure, they are paid, Miriam. Those kind of sitting, Miriam, now that that lady has known that it is billions and billions which pass, Miriam, everybody's going, those committee members, Miriam, are going to be rich. So from where I say, Miriam, there's no commitment of fighting corruption. Let everyone, my message, let everyone be corrupt. When it becomes too much, Miriam, we can come back to our senses now, Miriam, and say corruption is bad. We cannot keep on condemning. The president cannot say that put all the tenders in the website and nothing happens, Miriam. Mm-hmm. The president cannot say that within 30 days, Miriam, I want a report, nothing happens, Miriam. So, and you want to tell me that those members of parliament have got the capacity to investigate more than anti-corruption commission, more than the director for criminal investigation? If those one, Miriam, they took us in cycles that it is very complicated. Miriam, COVID has been with us for 1 year now. It's going to be 1 year. You want Miriam to tell me that there's something which happens for 1 year is forensic audit that you need? So on this one, Miriam, let every Kenya be corrupt. When we want to let the board sink, and then we will back to our senses. Otherwise, we cannot keep on talking, BPI, talking about 2 years, talking about this one, when we are seeing corruption being perpetuated every other day. Miriam, someone tells you that he cannot remember the account, Miriam, and you don't get annoyed, and Kenyans don't demand about it. Only people cannot get concerned the way you are getting concerns. Are the people who are corrupt?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I submit.
That is the bitter truth, Professor. If we have to fight corruption, and we know President Uhuru Kenyatta is committed to the fight, but the institutions and the people who are supposed to do this, it's a problem. So we have to take this fight against this pandemic very seriously, even as the country is set to go and borrow.
Miriam, here this one say.
Borrow another euro bond.
You know very well, as I do, when I'm making a statement, I look at it, Miriam, and you look at it.
Yes.
You know very well. Mm-hmm. What the honorable, the MP for Sirisia was Ahmad.
What
about that case when he put the bond up to now? Is there a commitment and you want to tell us we are fighting corruption?
He's still earning his salary.
What has happened that case, Miriam? An appeal, you get a debt, it is either you acquit him or do this one, it will continue going. That the institutions and the system you are talking about, Miriam, is what is and corruption.
It's very sad. Professor, I hear you, and I'm with you on that. Thank you. And we shall continue talking because we do have a responsibility. Any well-meaning Kenyan should be concerned about some of these things. Thank you so much, Douglas Kirimi. Thank you, Jevan. Thank you, Musa. And thank you, Professor Jared Onyare. You shall be back here. Doctor shall be leading us in the editor's memo. Then at 11 a.m., we shall have another topic on COVID-19. We have to talk about it. It's becoming a serious problem. Let me just see the topic there at 11 a.m., the politics of vaccine in Africa. That will be our topic. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Good Morning Africa. My name is Miriam Mugutu. Good morning.